When we're 20, we're not thinking about what our body's going to be like when we're 40. When we're 40, we're not thinking about what our body's like when we're 60. We're pretty focused on in the moment for the most part. This is a broad statement. There are some people that invest the time to say, in 20 years, I want to be able to be agile and strong and flexible. The majority of us aren't really thinking that way because we're just so busy living and trying to be in the moment and trying to survive, trying to pay the bills, trying to navigate like what the day-to-day demands are today. But one of the reasons I probably in the last 10 years, I've really leaned heavily into podcasts and books. This was even before Chad's cancer diagnosis. And I really started to learn and understand. Also, look at this view. Is this not insane? Oh my gosh. I really started to learn and understand more about the process of aging, and not in a fearful way of losing things, but how to maintain and even gain or grow certain things. One of the things I've struggled with is memory, word recall. It's kind of a joke in my family. My dad has this problem. So one of my brothers, like, we all crack jokes about it where we'll mix up words. For a long time, I just thought, well, like, this is genetic. This is a Randall thing. I have a memory issue. It's fine. But then as you actually get a little bit older and you're like, it's not really funny. It's not really funny anymore. Because how do I, if that's just going to continue to slowly decline, of course, it's not like a jarring experience, but like, how do I try to like stave that off a little bit? And I started looking into the research of cold water therapy, which, look into it yourself, not a new topic. Plenty of people have studied it, researched it, have opinions on it. And I think you need to do what's right for you. But I have found it to be helpful. Now, it's not like, oh my God, I'm doing cold water therapy or ice baths and my memory's suddenly better. It's not like that. I get in knowing it sucks and I really don't love doing it. And it's pretty uncomfortable for the first 60 seconds. And I tell myself, this is an investment in your 60-year-old self or your 80-year-old self. If you're lucky enough to live that long on the planet, this is an investment in your future self that you do without knowing or without expectations. Well, I guess there are expectations that it will help me in the long run. But there have been studies about cold water therapy improving dementia, Alzheimer's, and I am all about that shit. I am all about that. If I can sacrifice 3 minutes out of an entire day, I can't remember how many minutes are in a day, but a lot. 3 minutes is not very much, and it benefits my brain. I'm going to do that. And so a lot of the things I do, people probably think I'm a little crazy. There's a subgroup of people that are pretty into this stuff, but I think it's because we recognize that the investment that we make in ourselves today and now is going to influence our future selves. And it's not linear. It's not perfect. Sometimes we can do all the right things and all the perfect things and still get sick or still get diagnosed with a chronic disease or cancer or something really complicated. But if your body is in a better state, a healthier state metabolically, muscle-wise, when you do receive a really heavy, what feels like impossible diagnosis, your body's going to be that much more able to receive the harsh treatments if you go that route, like a chemo or radiation. And it's going to be that much more able to support you in that journey, whereas a body that's incredibly metabolically unhealthy is going to be a different story, potentially. But I believe that based on all the research I've seen. So we don't know what's ahead, do we? But it's about feeling good today and trying to feel good for our future selves. And again, not really knowing what that's going to look like. But for me, it's totally worth getting out for walks. My hips are always really tight. My hip flexors, I have a lot of lower back pain because everything is really, really tight there from sitting too many hours a day, from probably not doing the right stretches that I could be doing more of. So I'm trying to work on that. But knowing that all of those things, habits, compound over time, and it's constantly an invitation in our day to interrupt the pattern, and put in a good habit of 60-second cold bath or a 60-second cold shower, 10 push-ups in a day. Like, I'm not saying do like a really intense workout or a hour yoga session. Like, it's the micro habits that can really, really stack up and benefit us. So I want you to write at the top of your page, micro habit. And today I want to think about what's one micro habit, 60 seconds or less, that you can do for yourself today, preferably right now after you do this journal prompt or this writing prompt, that is going to benefit you. It might not feel like it's doing anything, but it's going to benefit you. That could be a 60-second cold shower. That could be 10 push-ups. That could be 10 air squats. I want you to invest in yourself today. Okay? 60 seconds, pretty easy. Do it. Get it done. Let me know what you decide. Happy writing.